sum up the way that Keith's been playing to start the season?
He's been playing really detailed football. You know, he's taking it 1 week at a time. He's really goal-oriented. His focus is on finishing the season.
No swan.
His goal is on finishing the season at the same level that he's playing right now. So he's just trying to keep the bar high. And, you know, it doesn't really matter all the metrics, all the accolades he gets right now if he doesn't finish the season at the same level.
He was a good player last year, but what's enabled him to make that next jump?
He's just more of a leader. He's really comfortable in our defensive scheme. He's really comfortable when it comes to communication. He's taken a step up from his process of how he watches film, how he prepares. So I just feel like from a preparation standpoint, he's a pro, and it's paying off on Saturdays.
Yeah, the extra prep, like how does that actually show up on game days?
It shows up as far as you know, us as coaches, me and Coach Walker, you know, trying to find snaps for other corners. It's hard to take Keith Abney off the field, whether he's playing in the boundary, whether he's playing towards the field. Even last game, switching him and putting him on number 7 kind of took a little heat off of Rodney in that game. So, you know, from a coach's standpoint, he's a guy that we trust to make the right decisions and make everybody around him better when he's out there on the field.
Seems like his play strength is better too. Like he's a heavier, stronger guy
Absolutely.
this year.
I mean, he's a cut up guy. You know, he's cut up like a diamond. You know, I know he doesn't look like that, you know, when he has pads on, but he's a pretty well put together guy. You know, probably around 185 pounds. He's well put together.
So, like, what are if you're trying to squeeze out even more from him? Like, what does that entail?
Yeah, just you know, winning 80% of his targets for the rest of the season is a goal that me and Coach Walker are trying to challenge him, you know, to play at. You know, right now he's probably at 70% winning percentage on his targets, so just trying to keep the bar higher. You know, he has aspirations to be, you know, first team all conference, so just continuing to keep that bar high so he can achieve it. Right now he's in a good spot. We just have to finish and close out the rest of the season.
You mentioned Rodney. I'm sure that you knew that he was capable of having a really good performance if needed to play a lot of snaps, and then that showed up on Friday. So what was it like? What was that like?
Absolutely. I mean, Rodney is a guy that, you know, played 50 snaps in the last game, the most snaps he's ever played in his career. But the thing that we like about Rodney is he plays with a lot of grit, plays with a lot of passion, and he has like the stamina of a welterweight boxer. So when he's out there, you're going to see a lot of fight, you're going to see a lot of grit. And the more and more that he gets opportunities, the better he'll improve from a knowledge standpoint, from a preparation standpoint. Him being a freshman, playing as much as he's played is going to benefit him long term. But we certainly feel like the sky's the limit, and Rodney has a lot of upside.
Yeah. Javan, he was banged up, I know, and wasn't able to go. Like, but what have you thought about just his season to this point?
Yeah, I thought Javan has attacked the season very well in comparison to last year. He had some weight goals that I feel like he met. You know, and in playing, we just want Javan to trust his instinct and just play a lot confident. He's a very athletic football player, has a lot of twitch. We feel like he can challenge the route tree, just being able to make those plays on Saturdays. Another guy that we're challenging to be at 70% on him winning his targets for the rest of the season. But we feel like, you know, Javan and Keith coming back, having 2 starters that played on the playoff team last year is tremendous for us, and us having Rodney and Nyland behind those guys and a guy like Joseph Smith. We just want to kind of build the culture and have a next man up mentality. When your number's called, you got to uphold our standards. So Rodney's number was called versus, you know, our last opponent versus TCU, and he was able to hold our standard.
Nyland's had pretty high like PFF grades. Like, what have you thought about how he's done?
Yeah, Nyland has done a really good job. You know, Nyland being the 4th corner is kind of hard to kind of find snaps for Nyland at this point. We just kind of consistently telling Nyland to just stay on the horse. A lot of these games, a lot of these situations that we've been in have been gotta have it series, gotta have it moments in the game. So we really can't shuffle the deck at those times. We just gotta keep our best players on the field. We feel like Javan and Rodney has earned that right to be on the field when it counts.
To go back to Rodney, though, I mean, I asked Coach yesterday just about, you know, having depth, but now the confidence in it, and obviously the players trusting the system, and Rodney, you know, being here really haven't been in it. But, I mean, getting to be obviously behind Keith, behind Javan, just talking to them, I know obviously he wanted to be on the field, but how big was that for him just to see them do it and his film room study leading up to this?
Yeah, I mean, it started last year, you know, him traveling every game, preserving his rest rate, getting to be able to play spot at times. But, you know, the difference between last year and this year, we're putting him in situations that count. We're not putting him in situations where it's kind of playing with a little house money. We're putting him in situations that count. So it's going to challenge him from an IQ standpoint. It's going to challenge him from a decision-making standpoint. We feel at these levels, obviously Rodney's talented from an athlete standpoint. He's exceptional. But the errors that happen and big plays that happen in college football, they're not based on athleticism. They're based on mental errors. So just making sure that he continues to train train his mind to be able to know pre-snap, post-snap, before motion, after motion, his job, his responsibility, and execute his 111 is the goal and focus for him.
Brian Ward said there's still room to get better always. Like, what are some of the themes to the getting better?
Getting better with him is just becoming more of a student of the game. You know, we feel like guys have to marry this game, marry this process. You know, it's hard to kind of fall in love and propose to the game, you know, from a high school standpoint. When you get into college and you see a guy like Keith Abney achieving goals, getting accolades from a national standpoint, marry it. You know, we've already pulled the ring out and proposed to him. He just has to say I do, and just the process of getting better is gradual, but we feel like at some point he'll definitely achieve it.
How does that pass rush, putting out a game like they had on Friday, help you guys on the back end?
Unbelievable job. I mean, Dyron has done a great job. Dyron and Vince has done a great job with our D-line. They're active. There's so many moments on film where we might not be in the best coverage, but the D-line saves the day. So it's great to have that as a component to our defense. I feel like we've really been playing really good defense these past three weeks, holding teams that have averaged over 500 yards to around 300 yards. So I mean, that's something that's really good to see. But we feel like we can be a lot better than where we are right now.